Hey guys, I think we are live. Yeah, I think we're live. Let me go ahead and just check. Let me go ahead and check my area to make sure that. Let me go ahead and check my area to make sure everything is good on my end inside of my group. Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. Is this your first time catching me live? It's your girl, Sherry Summer. I'm super excited to be here. Let me just check. Okay, good, good. We are live. We are good to go. Right now, I'm tuning in from my personal page, my Facebook group, and YouTube. If you're on YouTube and you are a financial professional, you are welcome to come inside our Facebook group for insurance agents and financial pro. Come on in. Tonight, we are here at our Monday night training. Every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I go live with a training to help you build your credibility, build your community, and build your cash flow. That's the purpose of these Monday night training. If you're in the financial space and you're looking to learn how do I build my credibility, how do I generate leads by building a community, how do I build that cash flow, you're in the right space. Hey, Lakeisha, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Ashley, welcome, welcome. And if you can hear me good, give me a one in the chat. Just make sure that you can hear me. If give me a one in the chat, just make sure that you can hear me. In tonight's video, we're gonna be talking about how to nail your niche to six figure and beyond. How to nail your niche to six figure and beyond. Thank y'all for the ones. Thank y'all for the ones. I appreciate it. Appreciate the love. Thank y'all for the ones. The reason why I want to ask you how to nail your niche because you hear it all the time. Riches is in the niches, right? How many of y'all have heard that before? Riches in niches. Give me a three in the chat if you heard that. Riches is in the niches. And if you're in a financial space, which means that tells me you are an insurance agent, you're a tax professional, you're an accountant, you're a bookkeeper, you do business credit, whatever it is that floats your boat, whatever it is that brings you joy, baby, you're in that space. And if you're in that space, you want to make an impact in the world. You got in that space because you want to make an impact in the world. And tonight, we're going to tell you how to nail that niche to six figure and beyond. Why am I sharing this with you? Let me tell y'all something. I'm sharing this with you because it was only a few years ago that I decided that it's time for me to niche down. It's time for me. I was talking to everybody. Anybody who needed my help. I was jumping on a call. Like you could have sent me a DM and I would jump on a call and not really to anyone, right? So then what was happening is I had to keep changing my conversation to match each person's problem. Oh, we already started. I had to keep changing my conversation to match each person's problem. So if you're in a financial space and you're saying, well, Sherry, everybody need finance. Everybody and a mama need finance. What you talking about? Everybody need finance. Everybody need life insurance. Everybody need to know how to do their taxes. Everybody need to know how to do their bookkeeping. You're right. You are 100% right. Everyone need the service that you offer. But here's the thing. If you're truly trying to make an impact while making an income, if you're truly trying to not spin your wheels, if you're truly trying not wake up every day talking to people who are just wasting your time, if you're truly trying to hit your six and seven figures so you can take that revenue and spread it to the world and impact the world, if you're truly trying to do that, you got to understand that even though everyone can benefit, not everyone is ready right now. Not everyone is ready right now. And not everyone is going to sign up and say, yes, yeah, I need this, I need that. Because especially in this, when you just start out, you're what we call a solopreneur, right? So that means if you're not Nike, you're not Walmart, you're not Saks, you're not Gucci, then you're not Mercedes. They got so many different marketing dollars that they can spend to grab different demographic. But even those companies as well all have their own niche people that they talk to, right? Even their own companies. I'm gonna blow y'all mind for a second, right? Because somebody blew my mind the other day. They said, Sherry, do you realize there's a difference? There's a different type of commercial based on the more luxurious, I would say that, the more profitable the sport is. So I had to think about that for a second. It said, I want you to pay attention. The type of commercial that is shown for football and the type of commercial that is shown for golf, though they are targeting two different type of audience. I really want you to pay attention. So the commercial that you'll see, I'm not talking about for the Super Bowl. I'm talking about just for a regular football season and the commercial that comes on versus a commercial that comes on when we're talking about for a golf or tennis. Those are two different type of people that watch those type of sports. Have y'all ever paid attention to that? They're marketing. So the people who market for the football commercials and the people who market for the golf commercials are two different type of people. Y'all, how many of y'all pay attention to that? Give me a yes in the chat if you ever paid. And somebody, it blew my mind. The golf commercials are usually the luxury brand. The golf commercials, somebody say yes. So it's usually the luxury brand and the investment companies and P&G and all these type of companies that are luxury $1 million companies. And so you won't see a certain type of company. Thank y'all. And so that alone tells you, even though they're a high-end company and a high-end business, they are still targeting one type of demographic. They're still, even though they have the money, Lisa said, yes. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Lisa. So even those companies, we can learn something from them when we talk about how to nail your niche to 6 figures. Now, before I get into how to do that, there's a disclaimer. Disclaimer is, if you're just starting out in your space, if you're just starting out in the financial space, you're just starting out in insurance, and you're still trying to get your feet wet, this is not if you're just starting out. Let me go ahead and give a disclaimer, because you need to sell enough policies to get enough accumulated under your belt first before you're talking about niching down. So if you just got your license last week, listen, you're not niching now. This is not for you. If you're just getting your license last week, because you need to know how you don't know who your ideal client is or who brings you joy that you want to work with yet until you have sold enough policies to know who you enjoy selling policies to. Same thing with taxes. If you're just starting out and you haven't write a policy or you haven't had at least 5 to 10 clients, I would say that much, right? Because based on the different types of clients you get, that's how you know who you want to work with. You got to get enough clients under your belt first to really say, I want to nail my niche in this area. I only want to work with these type of people. But if you're just coming on the scenes, you need to pretty much, yes, your marketing is going to be a little bit broader because you're still trying to learn who your ideal client is. So we're not going to tell you to niche down if you haven't already practiced, keyword, practice with getting new clients first. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Give me a 3 in the chat again if that makes sense, right? So that's the disclaimer before we head on out and go forward with this. That's a disclaimer. When you're just starting out, you don't need a niche down because you're still trying to get your feet wet and learning different policies and learning different things about your industry and learn. So until and yeah, is this making sense to y'all? Y'all learning anything so far? Talk back to me. Give me yes. I saw some 3s coming in, so it definitely makes sense. So I want to throw that disclaimer out there that if you have not sold between 5 or 10 policies, even we have a model. We have a Joyful inside of my Joyful Tribe, my signature program. We have an audience builder model, and before you just step into audience builder model, we first had to help you get clear on your niche first. But even in the model is helping people who have already sold a couple of policies. So we're going to help you with that tonight. But I had to throw that disclaimer out there. Absolutely. Thank you. Marianne, thank you. We have to throw that disclaimer out there because a lot of people says, oh, they think they need a niche down. No. You don't need a niche down if you just started. All right, let me pull my chair up a little bit so I can get to the goods. All right. So now that the disclaimer is out the way, let's talk about the benefits of niching, right? The benefits of niching. When, as I said, when I got in this industry, y'all, I was just so happy. I want to solve everybody's problems. You want life insurance. You want life insurance. You get life insurance. You want that. You want this. You want that. You get, I mean, because as a coach, I can help everybody, right? You get a car. You get a car. Right? I feel like Oprah. And what was happening is when you decide to say you're going to do all these things, and what I realized is I started looking at evidence, right? Success leaves clues. And I started looking at even in the life insurance space where the most successful people, they're a niche into a policy. Either they're like niche to like term life, or they sell. And let's look at Prime America. Prime America only sells term, right? So they're niche to one product, right? So their companies are literally showing you that riches is in the niches. They're niche to one type of policy. Then I have client people say, "Oh, I do final expense." They're final expense. I have clients inside of my Joyful Tribe, and they do that's their niche, the final expense, right? Now, here's what I like to say. Okay, I'm gonna give you out the juice already. I believe you niche the demographic. You don't niche the product. Oh, Jesus. Okay. All right. I feel like I'm in church. You niche the demographic. You don't niche the product. And what I mean by that is, I hope y'all are writing this down. What I mean by that is you niche your demographic as in who you're targeting, right? And then when they come into your consulting call, then you have enough tools in your toolbox. You have whole life, you have term life, you have IUL, all this stuff. So it's not, to me, in my opinion, it's not necessarily niche into one thing, but it's really niche into the problem that you solve first and who you're solving it for. So what I mean by that is, plenty of times I see people want to niche to a product. I just want to go set IUL. I just want to go set final expense. And the reason why they're doing that, or I just want to do taxes in different, whatever it may be for you. But my point here is when you start niching to a product, you left out a lot of demographic that you could be leaving money on the table. And here's what I mean. All right. Here's what I mean. Stay with me, Jeff. Stay with me. So what I tell my clients, niche to a demographic, a type of people that you sell to, not necessarily the product that you sell. Woo! Y'all get this? Yes. Y'all got this? Yes. All right. And what I mean by that is when you're niching, when you're trying to figure out who you want to sell, you want to start with number one. Write this down. What is the problem that you solve, right? What is the one problem that you solve, right? So you got to get that clear. And I said one. Notice I said one. I said one, right? So one of the things what I mean by one is maybe you're in a situation where you're saying, hey, I want to help people who are retiring stop outliving their money, right? That you always start with a problem, no matter what industry you're in. If you're in entrepreneurship, everything starts with a problem. Write that down. You're in business because you're trying to solve a problem. So when you're thinking about niche and how to nail your niche, number one, you're always going to start with a problem, right? If you're in business and you're not solving a problem, I don't know what's wrong with you. That's not a business, that's a hobby. Because in business, in order for people to pay you, you have to solve their problem. So the number one problem that you solve is picking out one problem to solve. So I'm giving an example. The example I just said. You're trying to help people who are getting ready to retire, right? And you're helping them not to outlive their money. That's the one problem you solve. Once I say not to outlive their money, immediately, what type of policies in the toolbox can I pull out, especially when it comes to the insurance space, that can help them? The demographic that I'm trying to solve, I'm trying to help, the one problem is not trying to help people that outlive their money, right? Once I pick my problem, Once I pick my problem, it automatically pick my demographic for me. Woo! All right. I mean, yeah, just joined. We getting excited. We getting excited. Is it making sense? Yes. It's making sense. Stay with me. Talk back to me so I can make sure it makes sense. All right. So because these are the things that financial professionals, your upline don't teach you, and I'm teaching you now. Get it good. Get it good. These are the things you're not getting. I'm trying to make sure that you get it now. The first thing in business, I don't care if you're 1099, I don't care if you're insurance, I don't care where you are, finance, you start with a problem. That's why in Joyful Tribe, when we talk about Captivate, number one of our Joyful Tribe model of building your audience is getting clear on the one problem you solve. When I got clear on the one problem that I solved, which is teaching financial professional how to build their audience, right? Build their custom audience. That's the one problem I solved, that you can get rid of the middleman. You can get rid of ads. You can get rid of all these other people that you have to pay your door knocking and cold call. Once you learn how to build that tribe and build your custom audience, you don't need ads, and you don't need none of that, right? Once I saw one problem, so my question for you, what is the one, because you're trying to solve 10, but I'm telling you to solve one. What is the one problem that you solve? When we talk about how to nail your niche, you have to start with the one problem you solve. And I gave you an example that, hey, this was just an example I'm throwing out there. You want to help people get retired, not to outlive their money. If I said that, what type of insurance product is out there that help people who are getting ready to retire not to outlive their money? This is just an example. Throw it out there. If I say something like that, right? Because if you're just joining me, I said earlier that you have to make sure that you niche to the diversity, you niche to the people, not niche to the products. All right. So if I say that one product, someone said annuity. Yes. Come through, Tim. Come through. Are you well? Talk back to me, y'all. Yes, Tara. Yes, Tara. Yes. I love it. Yeah. Thank you. So what I just explained to you is there's a demographic of people that's getting ready to retire. You already know what age they are, right? They're getting ready to retire. So those demographic of people, I love it. I love y'all when y'all talk back to me. Yes. So those demographic of people, right? They're all getting ready to retire. That's the niche. That's the niche area. They get ready to retire. They get ready to go into retirement, and they need to put their money somewhere. And I asked you, what policies out there that can help these people? IUL, annuity. I love it. So here you are. You have different products that you can offer to one person. Can we say residual income? Can we say we just upgrade your income, your commissions? So if I just say I want to do IULs, what I just did, I just blocked myself in. But if I learn how to niche to one, y'all, come on. Who got it? We just getting started. If you're just joining me, we're talking about how to nail your niche to 6 figures and beyond. And one of the main things, y'all got to tag somebody, these people that need to hear who's missing this good stuff. Y'all got to tag him. Is that making sense? Yes. So what I find financial professionals doing, that they're trying to niche to base on the product that they sell. You cannot niche to the product that you sell because you miss out you're leaving money on the table. But when you niche to the people you sell it to, it opens a whole different demographic. So you niche into your demographic. Before you niche your demographic, you first have to know the problem that you solve. So notice what I just solved one problem. You're getting ready to retire and you don't want to outlive your money. So I have some products over here, budgeting, financing, taxing. I have a whole bunch of products that I can tap into my toolbox for that demographic. So if you're following me, this is why inside of our Joyful Tribe, our first model that we use is number one, getting clear. Getting clear on what is the one problem you solve. When I started in this space and I realized moms were so busy working and they were so busy using it, they were getting in debt, they were getting into negative, buying leads and they were getting, and they wanted their time back because there was outdoor knocking and late at night. And I said, hold on, we got to change this. We got to create some convenience here. We got to change the way how we generate leads. So I started figuring out, okay, how can we do that? So I started get into the idea of solving the problem of how to generate consistent leads, right? How to build that tribe and build that audience so you can always generate consistent leads. So I started with a problem. So you got to ask yourself, if you're in the financial space, what is the one problem that you solve? Yeah, there are 10,000 other problems. I got it, but you ain't Jesus, okay? One person at a time, right? One problem at a time. So when you pick that problem, right? You pick that, what is that one problem that you solve? Following me? Okay, I'm gonna move on. Following me? I'm gonna move on. Thank y'all for the love. I'm about to move on. So when you get clear on that one problem is, and again, if you're just joining me, I said if you're just starting out in the financial space, you got to get enough clients under your belt, at least 5 to 10 clients first, before you follow this model that I'm teaching you on, before you follow this strategy. Okay. All right. You don't have enough clientele yet in order for you to be able to know where you want to go with this. Okay. You got to get enough experience of selling and writing policies and doing taxes before you get into this model. And it works for any business, but I'm just going to get clear on that first. I want to do a disclaimer if you're just joining me. All right, let's get back to it. All right. Now, so you're always starting with a problem. Y'all got that? Number one, you're always starting with a problem. You're always starting a problem. Now that you know you're always starting with a problem, you're going to say, okay, this is the one problem that I'm going to solve, no matter what business you're in, finances, no matter what. You started a business because you wanted to help in some way, somehow. I started a business. This is from my own story of being a mom. This is from my own story of wanting to have time with my son who has underlying condition. I say, okay, if I have this problem in the financial space, that the way they're telling me to generate leads and getting in the negative and dealing with chargebacks and dealing with the wrong demographic of clients, I got to switch it up. What if I control my own leads? What if I control my own leads by teaching them how to build a credibility, build a community, and build a cash flow? So I started out figuring out, okay, let me teach my people, my other women, because they too have the same one problem they have is, how do I generate my own leads, right? That's the problem I solve, right? That's the problem I solve. So I ask you, well, I want you to write that down and I want you to put inside of the group. And if you know it right now, you can drop it, put inside of our group for insurance agents and financial professionals. What is the one problem you solve? Now that you figure out what is one problem, now don't spend too many time on it. Analysis paralysis. Pick the problem and keep going, right? So now you have the one problem that you solve, right? One of my clients inside of my Joyful Tribe, she's an accountant. One of her problems that she solved is getting people organized with their finances, because what was happening, they were paying more money because they weren't organized. They were not organized. So they'll have to pay extra money when they go to the bookkeeper because their stuff wasn't in order. So she started, her organization framework is what help her clients save money that they don't have to pay for going back and looking at those numbers. Now, so with that being said, what you learn tonight, you start with your problem. The second thing, how to nail your niche. Now that you have your problem, right? You now have to figure out what is a solution, right? What is the one problem and the one solution? What is the one problem and the one solution, right? How to nail your niche. You have one problem, one solution. And that solution may be how you do things. Like we have a Joyful Tribe model that we use. That is it's a 5-step model of three. I would say 3 steps now, because we got it down 3-step model that we teach. That cultivate. We teach you how to capture, cultivate, and close your clients so you can build your audience. It's our audience model. Teach you how to build that. That is our framework. We have a framework. So what is your framework that you use to get your client? What to solve your client's problem, right? One problem, one solution. And then you say to yourself, okay, this is a problem I solve. I don't want my clients to outrun their money. So now How do I figure out the solution? Some of y'all said annuity. Some of y'all said annuity. Some of y'all says what else? What else I heard? I heard IULs, right? So, but how do you arrive at those things? Because if I don't want to outlive my money, there's some things you got to do to identify which one of those I need right now. Do I need annuity? Do I need IUL? That's when you figure out that out. There's some things you have to do to come up with what we call your own framework to solving that problem, right? So you got one problem, you got one framework solution that you use to solve that problem. So now that you got your problem, now that you got your framework of how you pick which product that they need at the time when they need it, then you say to yourself, oh, hold up. I got my problem. I got my product. And now I need to find more people that has this problem. When you figure out these 3 steps, now you know how to talk to them on social media. Now you know what content to write to get their attention, because you're only going to talk to the people who has your one problem and need that solution. Now, I got a 3-step process. That's another 3-step I'm going to go with, because here's why. All right. Y'all follow me? I want to make sure that you're following me. Hey, Teresa, how you doing? Teresa, I go ahead and DM me and just put me in the chat right now, and make sure that Jasmine get back to you. Jasmine, if you're watching, can you reach out to Teresa for help? Okay. All right. So moving on. With that being said, I want to make sure that you understand this. You got your problem, you got your solution. Who's following me? I think Tara said, is that Tara? Let me see. Yeah, Tara said, I help people reduce emotional and financial stress that come with losing a loved one. Emotional and so her problem she solved is she help people reduce emotional stress. Okay, the people part, Tara, is a big for me. I think we need to break that people part down. Who's that people? Because that's everybody. We all got emotional and financial stress. So I like it. But in this case, as an example, I think this is good. But instead of saying people, that's everybody. Because I only work with financial professionals. So you see, my demographic, you have to be in the financial space for me to work with you. So that's how much niche down I am, right? Financial professionals who want to know how to build their audience and generate their own leads, right? Without sacrificing their family time. So when you say people, can you take out people and give me a specific? Is it male? Is it female? Is it husband? Is it wife? Is it family members? And so on. But I think what as I move forward, this is going to help you. Thank you for that. It's going to help you. All right. Are y'all learning something today? Y'all learning something so far? Give me a yes. All right. Why am I harping on niche? Why am I harping on it? There's some benefits. I want to go over some benefits of when you're niching now, when you're solving one problem with your financial expertise, and then you're creating that problem that you solve. You go find other people who is affected at that problem. Lisa say yes. Awesome. When you niche down, you start attracting more clients, right? Because you got super specific. You become what I call exclusive. I'll go to an event and someone would say, hey, I love what you're saying. I know I can benefit from this. And I asked them, are you a financial professionals? And professionally, they'll say, no. I said, oh, I'm not. I don't deal with somebody unless they're financial professional, but I can find you somebody that can help you, right? And most of you are like, oh my God, Sherry, you're leaving money on the table. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. There's enough abundance and prosperity for everybody. No, I'm not. Because what happened is when you're not niching down, you're having to talk to having a different story for different industry or different demographic. So how I talk to a doctor, or the words that I say to a doctor and the words that I would say to a single mom is two different messaging, right? So when you're marketing 2 different people. If I want to attract a doctor because they're having a problem with their retirement, and I want to attract a single mom, that conversation is going to be different. So you got to that's why it's so important that you get the problem and then get the solution and then identify who you want to give that solution to, because your messaging in your social media is going to be different. So it helps you to start standing out, and you're able to go deeper in your knowledge and your expertise because you're attracting an industry that you know well. Let me say that you know well, that you know well. So so the reason I can say IUL annuity, that because that's the industry I'm in. 1040 EZ. The reason, because that's the industry I'm in. You can't go around trying to get in a demographic that you're not familiar with. Woo! So when we talk about niching down, you have to make sure it's some demographic that you are familiar with. And if that's something, share, oh my God, this is so good and I need further help, do the same thing I did with Teresa. Just put me in the chat and we'll reach out to you and talk to you in the DM. All right. All right, moving on. So it's easier to build a rapport with your ideal client when you niche down. It's super easier, right? And the reason why it's super easier is because you become what I call a specialist in your industry. You become a specialist in your industry. Is that making sense? You want to become a specialist in your industry. So there's no other person in this industry that's teaching you how to build residual income with your license, and along with you, and build your own leads where you don't have to buy leads from anybody and still have time to make dinner for your family. No other person is in the financial industry that's teaching that. None. You may have a market over here, and they're moms, so they understand, and as a woman, understand where you're coming from, because the solution that I created for myself was based on my own situation at home. So it's unique. It's unique to the individual. That's how much niche down you need to be. Okay. So these are some benefits. Again, you're starting to attract more clients, go deep in your knowledge, and you build a rapport with your clients easier because you understand. You become the expert in your space. Now, when I say expert, you can become, you're in life insurance, and you can become the expert in IUL and the expert in annuity and the expert, even though you're the expert in that space, you're still niching to the demographic, not necessarily the product, because that demographic may need more than one product. Okay. All right. Now, let me kind of help y'all. How we doing time? Okay, good. Let me help you get clear on when you're picking your niche. There's some 3 things that you have to make sure that you're paying attention to, right? Because this is going to help with your chargebacks. This is going to help with when you're figuring out who you should go with. That is so important because I've heard people say, I help females entrepreneur in their small business go from broke to generating money. And I'm like, if they're going from broke to generating money using IUL, how do you afford the IUL? Because you just said they're going from broke, right? Y'all see that? Like, go from broke to generating money. Well, if you're broke, they ain't gonna be able to afford your IUL. And we already know, like, even with the Index Universal Life policy, it all based on how close you are to retirement, right? And even with my sons, both of my sons has an IUL. So one son is $100 and the next son is $200, and one is 19 and one is 10. So both sons have IUL. Each one is paying a different monthly premium based on their age and their health, right? So they have to be able to afford the premium, not just afford it now, but afford it for a while so they can watch that compound regardless of how the economy is doing. But so when you're picking your demographic, you have to make sure that the demographic you pick and the solution that you have for them, they can afford it. They can afford it. You have to make sure that they can afford the fees, or make sure they can afford the price for your product. So some of y'all say, I want to help single moms. I hear that all the time. When you come to business, you got to separate what I mean by the emotional aspect. You want to help single moms, come back and help single moms. Get the money and then come back and help single moms. Now, if you say, I want to help single mom in a high-end career, right? Because I was a single mom and I was a cop. So I was making $42,000 a year. So single mom doesn't mean you're broke. but you just got to get really detailed and really niche in who you're calling single mom. Is that making sense, Lisa? Is that making sense, Atara? Is it Mezzaline? I love your name. Monique, is that making sense? So who, some of y'all have passion people that you want to help because you've been in their shoes. But what I'm explaining to you is, even though you want to help them, even though you want to help them, they may not be able for you to help them right now in far as revenue wise, because you may be hurting yourself trying to help them. So when you're saying that your niche, we do it all the time. I want to help single moms. We do it all of the time. We say it because that's what we've been through. But here's how I help single moms. I have free workshop. Here's how I help single moms. I come on here every Monday for free at 7 p.m. That's how I help single moms. I have workshop for $20.23, masterclass for $20.23. That's how you help them. I have a guide section inside of my Facebook group for free trainings, all the free trainings. So, however, when it comes to building your business and building your book of business, you have to make sure these 3 A's are happening. Write these down. Number 1, A, they have to be able to afford your price, not your price, but the price of the commission, a price, whatever it may be. They have to be able to afford. When you're picking your niche, A, they have to be able to afford your price. Tag somebody that needed to be in this training tonight. Tag your downline, tag your upline, tag your tax partners, tag everybody. They have to be able to afford your price. That's number 1. Number 2, they have to be available to do what you say. What do I mean by available to do what you say? I love it. When you're chasing people for a product that you know that can help them and they're not returning your calls, they're not available. They're not available. When you're chasing, we're not chasing people to work with them. You're supposed to be hunted, not the hunter. So they have to be available. What I mean by this is why it's so important for you to learn how to captivate your audience and keep their attention. You have to learn that, because when you captivate your audience with your own brand message, with your own marketing, now you're hunted versus you hunting them. Also, if they're able to afford your price, more than likely you don't have to convince them for IUL or annuity. That's just part of their demographic. They just understand that this is all part of my financial wealth portfolio. This is just all part of my financial wealth portfolio. Are y'all getting this? You don't have to convince. You don't have to. That's what you see me on my master classes. In January we start this non-pitch master class, because there's no convincing needed. Again, you're the expert. You're the one that has the product they need. So therefore, and I'm cutting here. Therefore, you're supposed to be hunted, not doing the hunting. And that's when you know you're picked the right niche, because they can afford your price and they're available to do what you say. What do I mean available to do what you say? Let me get clear. Hey, we need you to go do your God, I can't think of the name right now, but we need you a medical exam. We need a nurse to come to your house. Are you available? Yeah, we need to go do urine sample, because some of y'all go get underwriting. Some of y'all don't do the express policies. Y'all may do underwriting policies. Hey, we need your when my bookkeeper call and say, hey Sherry, I'm missing a paperwork, or I'm missing your invoices, or missing your taxes, or missing from last year or something, I jump right on it. Why? Because that's a person who knows the importance of making sure your finances are together, right? It's not a hobby. So there's certain demographic that when you deal with them, they know they have to get that stuff together. They know there's no ifs, ands about it. When QuickBooks give me that notification, hey, your bookkeeper waiting on you. I gotta go, but I gotta go. I gotta do it, right? So those are the type of demographic you want to deal with. They're affordable. They can afford the price. They're available. And they will apply what you say. Kind of going back to the available again. They apply what you say. They're not canceling up. Girl, you got to your Zoom call. They ain't showing up. Right at the Zoom call, they're rescheduling. You're chasing them down to asking for paperwork. They don't have the paper. Y'all, come on. They're ready to apply. So when you're picking your niche, you have to truly make sure that you slide them through these things. Can they afford your fee, your whatever the thing is? If it's an IUL, can they pay it every month? This way you have to do a budget analysis with them to make sure they can. Are they available to do it? Because if you're trying to help me out, have a peace of mind, and make sure something happened to me, myself, and I'm the breadwinner of the family, someone depend on my income, I shouldn't have to chase you. I'm helping you. Why am I chasing you to help you? What's wrong with them apples? What's wrong with that, right? So that's how you know if you're in. Now I understand that things happen in life. I got that. But right now, we have to shift our belief system, our mindset when it comes to how we showing up. Right? We have to shift our belief system and our mindset and say how we showing up. I think I told you guys a story about a gentleman who I called him a couple of times, and I have text message, a reminder, and so on, and to remind him about our call. And he's like, "Hey, Sherry, I have to reschedule, no problem." They reschedule again, no problem. The third reschedule, I said, "Hey, you don't need it." I said, "I am not the agent for you. I am not the agent for you. I'm not chasing down your money. I got my life insurance. I'm not an agent for you. If I have to chase you down to help you, that don't work too well, right?" So, all right. So, does your niche? The other thing that I always say, because I'm a woman of believing that abundance and prosperity. Yeah, I think if you've been hanging with me for a little while, you know what I mean by that. Here's a bonus. Here's a VIP bonus when you're talking about picking your niche, right? When we're talking about picking your niche, right? Can they afford the fee? Can they afford the premium for the monthly premium? Can they afford your tax prices? Can they afford whatever it is that your service, whatever that service is, your demographic has to be able to afford that price. Are they available? In other words, if you're missing document, you're missing paperwork, will they show up, or do they have time to show up? Are they going to do it? Are they going to do what you said? Will they apply? Apply, afford, available. Those are three things to see if you have the right demographic. But another amazing thing when it comes to a little bonus of VIP before I hop off, I want to jump on here is the bonus. Does your niche brings you joy? When you decide that these are the people I'm going to work with. I'm going to work with one of my clients. I think I told you guys about Carrie all the time. Living Beyond 50. She's inside of our Joyful Tribe, right? She teaches women who are over 50 and older how to live their best life. And these women are also getting ready to, as they get older, they'll stand in her ecosystem, and she also helps them with Medicare and all the stuff, right? She has a Facebook group just for that. Now, with that being said, they bring her joy. She loves dealing with that demographic, right? So she solved that problem. Like if they're what type of financial services those people need at 50 and older, right? And what type do they need? Long-term care, right? Do they need long-term benefits? Do they need life insurance? Do they need annuity? Do they need all this stuff? So her demographic is dealing with clients who are 50 and older, right? That's her demographic. And she helped them living well beyond 50, right? Financially well beyond 50. That's her one problem she solved. And then she has a solution for those problems, for those people. Now, does it bring you joy? Now, there's a lot of niche you can meet, demographic you can niche too. But they have to bring you joy. You have to wake up excited to deal with these type of demographic of people, right? If you're with families and the family always said, I got, the wife, let me run it through my husband. Let me run this through my husband. It may drive you nuts every time she got to run everything through her husband. And I know, right? I know that's a different demographic. high career driven women sometimes feel like they know more than you and you're the one in the industry. So you got to ask yourself, the industry that you choose to niche to, does that industry brings you joy? That's the first thing. That's a real bonus, because if you're going to be spending a lot of time with these people, whatever industry you choose. When I decided I want to do with financial professionals, I knew they know their products. I knew they know their services. Y'all know y'all products. Y'all know y'all services, but y'all do not know how to market. And that's where I come in. There's a gap there. Y'all know the products. Y'all know this. Y'all know what y'all can do. Y'all can change people's lives. Y'all got the power to change generation, break generation curse. But if you don't know how to reach the people to break the generation curse, there ain't no generation curse breaking. So I had to come in and be the gap between those two things. I had to come in and be the gap. Be the person that teaches you how to build your credibility, build your community, and build your cash flow, right? How to build that audience of people, your custom audience that want what you know how to sell. So I'm asking you, right? Does whatever demographic you choose, does that demographic brings you joy? That's the first thing. Second thing, do you already have some type of specialty within that area? Here's what I mean. And I think we've been talking about it a lot already. When you're choosing your niche, you got to ask yourself, do you have some type of specialty inside of that niche, right? So the specialty to me, let's talk about a doctor, right? When I say, hey, I want to work with doctors. Doctors are great, but there's a whole bunch of doctors. This is what I was telling Tara. Doctors are great. Let's get down. Are we talking about OBGYN doctors? Are we talking about heart doctors? You know, are we talking? So are we talking about a dentist? Do you see? That's not niching. That's a target audience, but that's not a niche. That's a target audience, but that's not a niche. Get clear on that. The target audience is a doctor. The niche is a specialty below that. Yes, if that makes sense. Yes, if that makes sense. That's a specialty. So when you're deciding what demographic, how to nail your niche to 6 figures and beyond, when you decide that demographic, I want to go with doctors. Yes, doctors can afford my price, but what type of doctor? You're still too broad. You got to come down a little bit. You got to come down and say, okay, same thing with attorneys. I want to work with attorneys. What kind of attorneys? Divorce attorneys? What kind of attorneys? Criminal attorney? What kind? So you got to really get clear. So now the reason you're doing that, Lisa, is because when you go to Facebook, you says, attention, divorce attorneys. Attention, life insurance agent, whatever it may be. Attention, tax pros. You can talk to that ideal client. Attention, OBGYN doctors. You know, our attention RN nurses. When you talk to that person, it's easier for you to captivate their attention because you call them out in your content because you weren't so broad across the board. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because when you decide, I'm just recapping so I can hop off. Number one, we know riches is in the niches. That's great. Good. We know that. Everybody know that. And we talk about the benefits of niching now is because you start to attract your ideal clients because it helps you to stand out. It helps you to stand out among everybody else that's teaching you all these other stuff. So you stand out. So if you have 2 life insurance agents that sell life insurance policy, who you decide to sell to versus who they decide to sell to, it's 2 different people. That's why people say the market is saturated. It is not saturated because who I sell to is not who you sell to. My type of demographic is not your type of demographic. I was in a coaching program, and it was a millionaire coaching program. And inside that millionaire coaching program, there's a financial advisors that was inside that program. Most of them are financial advisors. And let me tell you what I learned about these financial advisors. Speaking about being a hunter and a hunted, those financial advisors don't even speak with you unless you have $500 to $1 million in assets. They're so selective about No wonder they make $1 million, because their audience who they're targeting with their marketing has to at least make 500 to $1 million. So of course they're going to be a millionaire in the financial advisory space, because they're heavily targeting their ideal client. They're not saying, oh, yeah, you can work with me. They're already doing analysis to say if you are a good fit, and you should feel the same way in your own industry. And I kept wondering, like, how are these people hitting $1 million, $2 million, $4 million, $3 million a year? And I'm like, oh, I got it now. They became super selective of who they did business with. So for you to even say, I'm going to work with this financial advisors, these financial advisors weren't even taking your money. Weren't even taking your money unless you make a certain amount. Oh my gosh. Are y'all getting what I'm putting down? Y'all get what I'm putting down. And guess what? Nothing wrong with it at all, because guess what? Those advisors who make $2 and $3 and $4 million, they were taking their money back and giving it back to their community, giving a portion of it back to their community. This is why I'm talking about being a hunter versus a hunted. You have to send in your paperwork with everything that you made, all your revenue, or your expenses, or your profit, or your losses, or your asset, before they do business with you. Whew. Said yes, refuse to cast their pearls before swine. You got, listen, Lakeisha. And I'm trying to get you to adapt that you are the pearl. You are the wine. You are the queen. I'm trying to get you to adapt that. So when I realized, I'm like, I'm in this group, I'm like, hold up. So let me get this right. Y'all don't even have clients that don't make, y'all start with what the client make first. You already have the problem, and then the demographic is these people, and they have to make a certain amount. Is that what it is? And there's like, yeah, I'm like, duly noted. So now you have less client, but more valuable, high-end clients. I'm gonna let that sink in for a little bit. So it's not having 1,000 book of business. It's having the right type of people on your book of business. So they can have 10, 20 clients, but they have quality. Thank you, Monique. They have quality clients. Quality. So if you're going to aim for anything, when you talk about reaching your 6 or 7 figure goal, make sure you're aiming for quality clients. That means you have less clients in your book of business, but they're quality. What makes a client's quality? Not just money. Let me be very clear on that. It's about you enjoy. You find joy in paying. Now, let's be clear. Some of y'all find joy in doing the stuff y'all doing, but y'all still hang out with the broke clients. We don't all want that, because you can't find joy if they're happy, but you sad. Okay? You can't work. You got to be joy across. You got to be a win-win situation for everybody. Okay? So when I realized that they flip it on the head, they said, no, I'm going to select, and they attract their clients based on how based on how they captivate their audience attention in their marketing. And we teach all of that inside of Joyful Tribe. All of that. And that's what changed the game for me, that it's not about having a whole bunch of leads and having a whole bunch of people. It's about having a few people, but they're quality people. They can afford your price. They can apply what you say, and they're available to do whatever you need them to do to get the job done, so they can have that peace of mind to protect their family, to protect the assets, and they're in compliance with the IRS. So what if we apply those same principles to our business? And I'm ending here. What if we apply the same principles to our business, where instead of hunting, we become hunted instead of become the hunter? What if we create captivating posts that's going to attract those clients that can afford our price? Just think of that for a second. What does that look like for you? What if the clients that we deal with, we enjoy? See, what happened because of life experience and our self-talk, like, oh my God, this sounds great, but who gonna, and I guarantee you right now in your mind, Monique, Lisa, Tara, and everyone on here, Jarrell, Stacy, Carla, everyone, Daphne, everyone on here, once I said that, your mind is like, yeah, but I can't get those clients too. Anybody thinking that? Oh yeah, but I can't get those clients. That's nice for them to do it, but your imposter syndrome just set in once I did that. Once I said that about the 500, they have to make 500K to $1 million before these financial advisors even look at them. Once I said that to you, it was like a hurdle or like an imposter syndrome or a grade, something set in your mind. The subconscious mind tell you, you can't do it. So I'm here to literally debunk that right now. I'm here to get rid of that right now because you can do anything you believe that you can do. So whatever is telling you, thank you for your honesty. Thank you for I really thank you for your honesty, Lakeisha. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your honesty. I thank you for your honesty. Monique said, I know I can get it. I love it. So I want to help the people who say, I can't get it. I'm not qualified for those type of people right now. First of all, in order to get those type of people, you got to become those type of people. Let me and stay with me for that. And it's not going there looking at your bank account like you got to have $1 million. Is believing first, because everybody who has $1 million right today knew they had it before they even had it in the bank account to show it. They knew there's some steps that they take. Go watch my video from last week, the week before. There's some steps that they take, daily steps that they take and activate as if they already had it way before they had it. Okay? So with that being said, it's about what you truly believe about yourself. Now, I told you about applying. I told you about affording. I told you about available. I told you about the benefits of having these clients. I told you about making sure the clients can afford your price. And I also told you about the bonus was make sure these clients bring you joy. Now, but I also want to tell you is when I talk about you already have some type of specialty, the reason you don't have the clients yet maybe because you didn't have this knowledge that I'm telling you right now. But another reason why you don't have it, because sometimes our belief system of what we can do get in the way. Our belief system of what we can do get in the way. So you have to become what you seek. You have to become what you seek. You have to hang out where these people hang out. You have to go to the places where these people are. Now, where's that, Sherry? Are you in coaching programs? Are you investing? How are you investing in your own self? Right? How are you investing in you? You have to become who they are. So they're all around you. They're not like in a secret shop. They're next to you on the plane. They're all around you. I have a girlfriend. She only flies first class because she never knows who she's going to meet in first class. She used to say Michael Jordan doesn't fly Spirit, right? So she go where they are. She literally, and she has met so many clients sitting next to her and got so many clients being in first class. So you have to go where they are. What does that look like? Where's that conference that you not go and paying for that VIP spot at that conference? Because like-minded attract like-minded people, right? She said, yes, mine did. Yes, mine did. Yes. I love that. Tara said, amen. It took me a minute to understand that the niche demographic that I need to target or you need to target that has the money that ain't got to worry about are they going to pay it or they're not going to pay it. The niche demographic is, and it's not even about, because I used to think they're in the secret hideout, but they're not in a secret hideout. They're all around us. They're right around our nose. But if you're looking for somebody to invest in your business, you got to invest back in somebody else's business. You got to go where they are. You have to go, you have to become who they are, right? How do you feel about you? You attract who you are. How do you feel about yourself? So the type of target market that you want to attract, the demographic that you want to attract, You have to become them first. You have to know them inside and out. How do I know that as a mom? How do I know that we want to spend time with our family? We don't want to be cold calling 100 people. We don't want to be door knocking. We want to be able to do our kids' homework. We want to be able to make an impact in the world, but we don't want to miss our family memories to be able to do it. I don't want to sit on 10 webinars with my insurance company to do what over and over. I don't want to do that. I don't want to leave my house to go write a policy. I want to sit right on Zoom and do it. We have to become what we can create. We have a business that we can create the business that we want. But it first starts with the inside of you. It first starts you having the courage and the confidence to believe in yourself first. And when you start showing up like that, you automatically attract those people. You automatically attract those people. Whew! Yes, Lord. Are you getting what I'm putting down? Because I know when I say to you, you need high-end clients, and I don't mean high-end as in just money. I'm not talking about like, oh, you got to make $1 million. That's not what I'm saying. Clients that believe that, listen, I'm not missing a date to pay my life insurance. I'm not missing my family is still important to me. That's what I call high-end clients. You ain't got to chase them. You know, you ain't got to chase them. They believe that they okay, that's what it is. Okay, let me just do my budget. Okay, I can do it. Good. They're right next to you. They're at the coffee shop. They're at Starbucks. They're at church. They're not like hiding out in a secret session. Those ideal clients that can pay you, those ideal clients, those high-end clients, those niche clients that will help you to make your 6 figures and beyond, they're right next to you. When you step outside, you talk to them on the phone every day, but you have to show up that like you already are those clients. You have to believe that. Now, here's what I'm going to say to you. Okay, so that's the belief part. On your daily actions has to also show it as well. Are you working? I don't mean hustling. There's a big difference, because I'll show you on my calendar last masterclass. I work 3 days a week, right? Are you hustling? Not hustling, but are you working in a business like you have a business? When you wake up, does your daily revenue activity reflect the activity that you do, reflect like you are a 6 and 7 figure earner? Does that reflect it now that's number one. Number two, when you speak about yourself and your business, is it in a positive light that is in alignment with the type of clients that you want to attract? Because I said you're a direct mirror of the people you attract. What are the words that are coming out your mouth about yourself? Because those words stick with you. The body doesn't know what's right, or the mind doesn't know what's right or wrong. So when you tell the mind something, you just have to believe, whether it's a bad thing or a good thing you're saying to your mind. How often are you speaking positive about yourself? How often are you affirming the things that you're saying? And as your action is in alignment with what you are saying, does the activity that you do on a daily basis shows that you are but you are attracting those people? Because once you get in alignment with what you believe and your action is in alignment in what you're doing versus compared to what you believe, you don't got to worry about where the clients are coming from. They're all around you, because your eyes, you're going to be looking with a different type of eye. You're going to be looking with a different type of eye. I went to an event and I did a whole speech, and I was like, hey, I got nothing to sell, and I'm out. I think it was a tax booth camp in Atlanta, and my schedule was filled. After I left, and I asked one lady, I said, well, why do you decide to book a call with me? She says, because you sold nothing. She said, you asked for nothing. Because when a person wants something, you don't have to tell them that they need to have it. You know you want it. So I'm hopping off, but I just had to say that. Because to nail your niche, you know what type of clients that you desire to have. Write it down. Write out the type of clients. The clients that's going to pay, the clients that's going to show up, the clients going to be on time for the appointments. Start writing that down. What type of clients that has the problem that you solve? Start writing that. And then you become that client. You become that client. You become the client that you seek, and watch how your life change. Watch how your life change. Yo, I'm ending now. But if this is something that you're saying, Sherry, man, I need more of this. I need help with this. I need to figure out my niche. I'm lost right there. Go ahead and put me in the chat, and we'll make sure that we reach out to you in your DM. I have Jasmine reach out to you, because there's two parts. There's a part of you believing that you can, and then the other part is the part that you follow what I just said of what do you does your client bring you joy, right? Can they afford your price? So if you're tired of getting tire kickers and chargeback and all this stuff that you're getting, and I'm not saying you're not gonna always have it, but let me tell you, when you have a chargeback, when you have so much other great client, it cancels out your chargeback. You don't have it. You don't have it. And some of you guys like, Sherry, what's a chargeback? When your clients don't pay their bill, when they front you to advance you your commission and don't pay your bills, they don't pay for the policy, so you get a chargeback. But when you have so much great clients, you don't even see the chargeback because it cancels out. I hope this makes sense. I hope you guys learned something here tonight. How to nail your niche to 6 figures and beyond. We do this every Monday free at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And next week, I want you to join me, because I'm going to bring somebody in who was where you were, literally, mindset-wise, where you were, right? And she had to seek guidance, and she trusts her guidance to where she is today. $500 days. You got that right. $500 day. So make sure you join me next week, Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for tuning in. I love y'all. God bless. Remember, abundance and prosperity is coming your way only if you believe. Talk to you later.